Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Alok and today we'll learn about cloud computing. It is a lesson one in cloud computing. It is a very deep introduction towards cloud computing. We'll cover the basic things that are very much essential in cloud computing. So, before understanding the cloud computing, we need to understand what is cloud. Cloud is something which is present at remote location. Right? Whenever we are uh, seeing the sky and we find cloud in the sky and they are not nearer to us, they are far, far away from us. But we can see it and we can say that the day is cloudy by seeing the atmosphere of that day. That means the thing is, the cloud is not near to us, rather it is far away from us. It is in the remote location. And whenever we use this concept of cloud in computing, then we call it as in cloud computing. That means computing from remote location. Computing is far, far away from us. And computing covers many things, like whenever we buy a computer and it is not that we simply, do a particular kind of work with our computer. Rather, we make many kind of operations with the help of our computer. We have many resources associated with the computer, maybe software resources, maybe hardware resources, or maybe any IO resources, or any peripheral devices we are connecting to the computer. So we can make them operational by mode of our uses, and we can say that my computer is doing general purpose works, and I can use many type of devices with my computer. So it is a kind of complete package whenever we say about a computer, or we buy a laptop, or we buy a tablet, we buy a desktop computer, whatever it may be. We get all these services with the help of the devices we purchased as a computer or laptop or desktop, whatever it may be. But if these things I will be able to access from the remote location, then we think about a concept that is called cloud computing. Cloud computing refers to manipulating, configuring, and accessing the hardware and software resources remotely. It offers online data storage, infrastructure, and applications. What I said, that means if the way I purchase a computer for my use and I am using my computer by my own, then if the same thing I can do by uh, without purchasing the same, rather the device, rather I access the complete device from a remote location, then we call it a cloud. The device is the device that I want to use, that is in the cloud, that is far away from me, but I can use. That means the word is use. I am not purchasing the device, I am rather using the device. Whenever I am purchasing the device, yes, I purchase it for using. Whenever I'm using the services, that is a cloud service. That means I am using those services, those devices as a service. You know, whenever I purchase something, I purchase a particular device or a system. Okay, and I get different kind of services from that system. But whenever we tell about a cloud and the devices is in the cloud, then this becomes a service rather a device. It is not a device. Cloud is a service. It is providing a service. It provides the device, or it provides the functionality of the device as a service. So it is in the remote location. Remote location means I am not the owner of the particular thing, rather I am the user of the particular. I think you are clear. Some important terms we use in cloud computing, very, very, very essential terms that we use in cloud computing. That is pay as you use. It's something called a rent. Okay, like whenever we are searching for a home, for a particular time period stay in a city, then we have to pay the rent for that particular stay, and we have to use it. Even whenever we book a hotel in a place where we are visiting, and for a temporary stay there, we are searching for some hotels, okay, or we are searching for some guest house. Then for that, we need to pay something, okay, for 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day, we need to pay some. Okay, similarly, whenever in cloud, even another example we can take like prepaid mobile connectivity. That means we have to recharge some amount for using the services like it may be a calling services, SMS services, whatever the services. This is active till the recharge amount lasts. When the recharge date and period is completed, then we cannot use those services. Again, we need to recharge. Similarly, in cloud computing also, the model is pay as you use. The amount that you will pay per particular particular service they will provide you, and for that service you need to pay for that duration. Like XYZ are the three services, then you are using it for 1 hour or 2 hours, then you need to pay for that 1 hour or 2 hours. That means these XYZ services are available to you for 1 to 2 hours, and for 1 to 2 hours you need to you will be chargeable, okay, and you need to pay that amount, okay. Without that, you cannot be allowed to use those services. So it is called pay as you use, like pay per use. It is also called pay per use, okay. So it's the payment model in which cloud computing that charges based on your resource uses, because I said all the resources are as a service. Whenever you are using the service, you have to pay the amount for that duration. If you are not using the service, no need to think about it. No need to maintain the resources. You no need to pay a single penny for maintaining the resources. This is being maintained by the cloud service provider. But whenever you are using for your uses, you need to pay. That is called pay as you use or pay for use. In cloud computing, another important term is multi-tenancy, means the multiple customers of a cloud vendor are using the same computing resources, despite the fact that the share resources, they share the resources. Cloud customer are not aware of each other, and their data is kept totally separate. That means you can see the picture here, like single tenant and multi-tenant. Multi-tenant means a kind of shared architecture, I can say. That means multiple customers are using the services provided by the vendor, single vendor, but these customers are not aware that we all are using the same services at the same time other than him. Okay, right? So, like, let's say X is using the service A at the same time, Y, Z, or other customers are also using or accessing the service A, but X is not aware of that. Okay, because it is a multi-tenant architecture. That means shared architecture. That means all multiple number of customers, they are accessing the same service at a time. But the cloud service provider, they made their services in such a way that the multiple access to the same single service at the same time cannot affect the performance of any of the customers. Okay, so they cannot feel how many number of other customers are using the same services at a time. So this is called multi-tenant architecture, and cloud is based on the multi-tenancy architecture. That means these are the two terms. One is the pay per use and multi-tenancy, that are very important terms related to the. So another thing is cloud types. What are the cloud types available? So basically there are four categories of cloud services are there. One is your it's not services, that is category of cloud, right? Cloud computing. First one is your public cloud. Second one is your private cloud. Third one is the community cloud, and fourth one is your hybrid cloud. These terms are very important. So we will understand it one by one. Public cloud means it allows system and service to be easily accessible to the general public. Public clouds may be less secure because it is open, because of its openness. I want to give one example. Okay, in a daily life, whatever services that we are using, how to distinguish them whether it's a private service or a public service. Similarly, we can relate it to the public cloud and private cloud, community cloud, even hybrid cloud. Let's say one health center, public healthcare unit. Every government are giving the public healthcare unit in the villages or in the cities, and these are open for all the public. Okay, not for any particular group of public. Rather, it is open. If public healthcare unit in the city means it is accessible to all the public. Okay, that's why its name is public healthcare unit. Okay, so the doctor is available 24 into 7, and you can go there and you can get the service irrespective of your type, whether you are a which class people, that doesn't matter. It's open for public. So this is a public health unit. Similarly, how to relate it? Whenever any particular resource or any service or any resource as a service is openly available to public access, then, and that is in the remote location, and we are accessing it. And remember one thing, for accessing any service in the cloud, we need internet connectivity. Without internet connectivity, there is no existence of a cloud computing architecture. Okay, so for accessing the cloud, whether it is a public, private, community, or hybrid, whatever it may be, we need internet connectivity, and we need some simple system, okay, through which we can access the services. So this is called public. Like what I am telling, the public healthcare unit is accessible to the public. Similarly, public cloud means if the resources that are in the remote location, any public or anyone can access it through the internet, the resources are open to all, then we call it as a public cloud. Another example is private cloud. What is private cloud? Simple example, same healthcare unit example I'm taking. Now, in a private cloud, let's say a private hospital is open for a particular organization. Like a organization is there and a particular dispensary is inside the organization, and the dispensary is open for all the employees or staff present in that particular organization. Then we call it as a private healthcare unit. Similarly, if the resources in cloud or if the services in the cloud, they are accessible to a particular group of particular group of people in a single organization, then we call it as a private cloud. Public access is not allowed in these particular resources. Okay, so it is much more secure than the public cloud architecture or type. The community cloud is what? Community cloud is whenever same cloud resources are being used in a same group of organization in a particular city. For example, like 4 to 5 hospitals, they are sharing their data and sharing their technologies and whatever it may be. And in a city, 4 or 5 hospitals are there, so they can share their resources. They wish to share their resources. Then the example is the community mode. This is called community mode. Similarly, whenever the resources or the computing resources are being used by a group of organizations or a group of offices of offices of a particular organization, then we call it a community cloud. Okay, that means the systems and services to be accessible by a group of organizations. For example, one IT company is there, and they have 4 offices in the city. Then they can share the infrastructure or share the resources among all the 4 offices. Then we call it as a community cloud. Or there are 4 to 5 IT companies in a particular city, and they are other companies they are not the same ownership companies. They are other IT companies, but they are using the resources on a shared basis. Then or they are accessing a common resources repeatedly, then we call it as a community cloud, because it's for a IT community. It's for a cloud for IT community in that particular city. Hybrid cloud can be mixture of anything. That is, it may be a mixture of public and private cloud. For example, whenever the cloud resources are available, but not 100% available to the public, not 100% to the private. So it's some way related to the public. Some portion of the services are open for the public, and some services are only open for their particular employees of a particular organization. Then we call it as an your hybrid cloud. And one example of hybrid cloud can be whenever you are booking a railway ticket or you are booking a ticket in the airplane or whatever it may be, then as a end user, as a customer, you are only accessible to particular services provided by the company, and more services are being accessible by the vendor or the particular organization. Okay, so this is an example of your hybrid cloud. So what are the cloud services? The cloud services are basically classified into three categories. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So what is infrastructure as a service? Infrastructure as a service provides access to the fundamental resources such as physical machines, virtual storage, etc. Whenever we get these things as a resource or as a service from the cloud computing, then we call it as an infrastructure as a service. And means we need a system. No need to purchase the system. Rather, you can configure your system online. Okay, and the cloud service provider will provide the functionality of the same system, and you can access the system online. You can do whatever you want, and you can pay for that particular service. No need to maintain it. No need to carry your carry your laptop in a bag, and you open and you want a big infrastructure, like you need for particular work you need a bigger memory and high performance computing processor, and you cannot purchase it. No need to purchase. Rather, you just access it online, and your virtual machine and virtual storage will ready, and whatever thing you want to do, you can do with that. Once your work is over, then you can release the resources, so that no need to maintain them for a longer period of time, and no need to pay the cost for the longer period of time. Rather, you can use them on a rent basis, and once your work is over, then you can release the machine. So these kind of services have the infrastructure as a service category. Platform as a service provides the runtime environment for the application development and the deployment tools. Example, whenever you are developing a website, no need to think about the server, no need to think about the environment. Let's say you are developing in the Java environment, so no need to think about the machine coming with the Java platform, or coming with the platform where you can develop your software. Rather, you can access the cloud, that is platform as a service, the same platform where you can develop your software, that will be provided to you, and you can develop your software instead of thinking how to do all these preparations before developing the software, how to bring the runtime environment for your software development. Rather, you can focus on the software development rather than your environment or the platform development. So this is one kind of services provided by the cloud. Third is your software as a service. Software as a service can be anything, whenever as a customer you are using any software or you are using any applications online, and as a service is being provided to you as an end user, then it is called as a software as a service. So it's a very funny diagram here present over here, that pizza as a service. Whenever you are thinking pizza, a pizza is a service. Now, if you are making a pizza at your home, then you have to prepare everything. You have to purchase the oven. You have to purchase all the ingredients for the pizza. You have to purchase everything. But if you are thinking about infrastructure as a service, now what you have to manage and what the vendor or the cloud vendor will manage. That is the diagram here. That is in infrastructure as a service, you may manage a dining table, soda, electric or gas, oven and fire, pizza dough, tomato sauce, toppings, cheese, everything will be provided by the vendor. So no need to worry about that. You can make as many number of pizza you can think about. Similarly, whenever you are using platform as a service, so you will only purchase the dining table and a soda, and rest of the things being provided by the your vendor. Okay, electric, gas, oven, fire, pizza, all the platform that are being provided by the vendor. Similarly, whenever you are using software as a service, then everything is being provided by the vendor. You simply eat the pizza. So this is a funny diagram to make you understand what is the difference between infrastructure as a service or platform as a service or software as a service. So, that IaaS is there to provide you with maximum flexibility when it comes to hosting customer built apps, as well as providing a general data center or data storage whenever you are requiring the data storage capabilities, higher data storage capability, or uh, uh, infrastructure or a virtual machine. Then you just think about the IaaS. PaaS, that is platform as a service, most often built on the top of the IaaS platform to reduce the need of the system administration. It allows you to focus on app development. As I said, you can only focus on the app development. Software as a service offer you ready to use or out of the box solution that meet a particular business need, such as website or email, or most of the modern SaaS platforms are built on the IaaS or PaaS platform. Some of the examples of ISS, PSS, SaaS can be like in ISS can be any virtual machine or a storage infrastructure, servers, networking as an infrastructure, etc. Some examples is AWS, EC2, and S3 are coming under this category. We will see what are the EC2 and S3 in later classes. PASS can be a layer on the top of the ISS. Good examples of PASS can be the runtime environment like Java runtime environment, or database like MySQL, Oracle, web servers like Tomcat, Apache, etc. So these will be the things which will be provided by the cloud service provider. You will simply focus on your app development over these environments. The SaaS can be any Google applications or a Microsoft 365, WebEx, Gmail. Many of the things are coming under your SaaS or software as a service. So, who are the top 10 cloud service providers available in the market? It is Amazon Web Services, that is very commonly or very uh, popular in the market, that is AWS, Amazon Web Services. It is in the number one position because it is enjoying the highest market share at present. After that, we have Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle, Salesforce, SAP. Many companies are providing the cloud services, but we will focus whatever services we will see. We'll focus through Amazon Web Services or AWS services. So today we will see what is S3 as a glance. What is S3 service of the Amazon? As I said, Amazon Web Services. AWS is a cloud service provider, and S3 is the storage service provided by the cloud. So Amazon Simple Storage Service is termed as S3, the global IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service offered by Amazon Web Services that provides object storage through a web service interface. That means basically it is used for storage purposes. Like we can store anything in the cloud storage space and we can access it anywhere through the internet remotely. So this is the basic need of this storage or basic need of the customer who are using this kind of storage services. Amazon S3 can be employed to store many types of objects irrespective of type. That means it may be a document, it may be a picture, it may be a video, it may be a website, whatever it may be. You can store it as an object by using the S3 storage service, and you can access it for any time, anywhere by using the internet, which allows for uses like storage for internet application, backup recovery, and data archives, etc. So this is a very simple storage service. This is a very simple storage service provided by the AWS. So we will see the live demo in the next class about this S3 service.